Losing weight can feel like a daunting task, but today's Spotlight on Success guest learned to take the process one day at a time and lost 65 pounds. Joining me is Brenda Lomelli, along with weight loss success coach Bronwyn Marmo. And I have to say, Bronwyn, taking it one day at a time, people don't realize how important that is, do they?
Oh, no, because it feels so daunting to think about whether it's 65 pounds, whether it's 25, whether it's even 10. It can feel very overwhelming and daunting. But just by saying, just for today is all we have. So just for today, I'll eat healthy. Just for today, I'll walk for 30 minutes. It brings you back into right here, right now, which allows someone to just, okay, just for today I can do this.
That's right. But don't you fall into a trap like, if I just have this one little treat today, tomorrow I won't?
Well, a lot of times what we do is we say, oh, does this mean I'll never be able to have treats again or sweets? And that's such a self-defeating language and attitude, because if we take it one day at a time, that's all we can focus on. And it allows us to just kind of bring it here and now. But at the same time, if we look out to the future and say, I will never be able to eat a piece of cake again, that feels so just, I can't do this.
Yeah, and you eventually will if you eat right now. Brenda,
Absolutely.
You adopted this one day at a time attitude. How did that help you finally take the weight off?
Well,
it's 65 pounds.
Yeah, and you know, it took me a long part of my journey to actually figure that out. I've had a lot of like weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, weight loss, but I just,
no, we don't keep going.
So where I feel like I finally found some balance is where I have adopted that attitude, and where like I've just been able to maintain my weight, and it doesn't seem like such a hard thing to do. And I just think one day at a time, because like life is now. It's not like 5 pounds from now, or you know, today I messed up, but tomorrow I'll eat perfect. It's just like living in the moment and making the choice that today I'm gonna love and respect myself and make healthy choices to be happy. Not necessarily to be skinny or to be a supermodel, but just to be healthy and happy.
What was your biggest obstacle?
My biggest obstacle and my biggest lesson to learn, and that I'm still slowly learning, is just that, what I said, just to love and respect myself and make decisions for that reason, as opposed to becoming or being something that I feel I'm not and that I want to be. Like, you know, there's certain expectations of like looking a certain way.
Right.
And so when you make a decision like, oh, I'm going to work out and I'm going to do this diet because I want to look like, you know, so-and-so movie star or whatever, it's really just another way of telling yourself I'm not enough because I want to be something else. But instead, if you do those, the actions are the same, but the perspective is instead, I am enough, so I'm going to love and respect myself to be healthy.
So how did you lose the weight?
Well, it's work, you know, like you gotta, you know, the working out, and I really changed my lifestyle. Like I used to eat a lot of fast foods, and now I've found that for me, what's been the most effective is just eating whole, the least processed foods as possible, just whole natural foods. But really, what the approach I took was just to really read a lot of books and learn about nutrition and learn about exercise, so that whatever I did do was efficient, and I'm not just putting all this energy and like just feeling defeated, like, oh my God, I'm doing all this work and like I'm reaching a plateau, and that's frustrating.
Well, what can you do today that you couldn't do before you lost the weight?
The most exciting thing for me, and just like my biggest victory, is not that I lost so much weight, that I, like, you know, when people tell me, oh, you look beautiful, like I actually feel beautiful, you know, and that.
Isn't it amazing? She's 27 years old. And I sit there going, oh my gosh, if I had known what she knows now at 27, I mean, she is just a beautiful example of what is possible for anyone at any age.
And what does she know now that you wish you knew at 27?
She knows that she's beautiful. I didn't know that. I was constantly trying to be someone else or try to fit into a certain mold. And now, today, the beauty is I just get to be me.
You know what? I think you brought up something very, very important, and I think a lot of women need to learn that when they lose weight, is that you said, you know, I look at her, I want to be skinny like her, I want arms like Jennifer Aniston, where the fact is that you have to get used to your body after you lose some weight, and that you're not going to look like that, but you're going to be the best, most beautiful person you are, and you might look better. And I think people lose sight of the fact that you need to lose weight to get healthy.
Yes.
And then to love you, not that external stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I had told her, like, I've actually been skinnier and I've been more toned, but I wasn't happy. And right now, I'm like, I'm happy. So that's the most important thing, you know. It's not the numbers on the scale, it's just like how you feel. And that just kind of like reflects, like people can sense that when they're around you.
What do you have, what advice do you have for people who are still struggling with ups and downs, or they're up and they don't think they can get down? Because there are going to be days that they're going to fall off the wagon.
You know, it's funny because when we kind of initially talked, she asked me, what are the 3 things? And I was like, wow, you know, there's so much. But I think basically, if I would have to pick 3 things, I'd say love yourself, respect yourself, and be patient with yourself, because it is a process and it is one day at a time.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Patience.
Because not everybody loses weight the same way. If you're doing it with your husband, men lose weight faster than we do. That is not fair.
It's not. It's not. And another thing Brenda did is she, in her taking it one day at a time, she created a really beautiful vision board, her interpretation of the vision board, where she was very creative and added the artwork. And
there we have, let's see, we have a picture there on the screen.
Yes.
So what did you put on there?
You know, I actually really didn't plan that out, and I think that's learning to express myself just authentically and not having like an idea of perfection of what it should look like, and just...
See, it says ditch the rules.
Yeah, exactly. Like, seriously, just ditch the rules and just like let yourself express yourself, be yourself, and that is being beautiful. It's just being yourself.
And that's what you have that just do it on there, and there's something about that ad that really is absolutely right. Just do it. We just did it. You just did it. So that's terrific. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much, Bronwyn. And if you would like more information, or if you have a spotlight of success that you want to share with us, just go to our website or dial our hotline. Our website is azfamily.com/yourlife, or call our hotline number right there so we can feature your spotlight on success story. Coming up, is your debt becoming overwhelming? We'll talk to an expert about different settlement options next.